So the Invasion Day rally at Perth has had a pipe bomb thrown into it. If you don't know what an Invasion Day rally is, it's basically just the day that um, Australia celebrates as its national day, except that it never got independence from another country properly. Like there was no civil war with England or anything. So it's really the day that they celebrate where they started the genocide of Indigenous people. So it's called Australia Day for other people and Invasion Day for those of us who are quite anti-genocide. The point being that there is a rally every year in all the states, in many parts of Australia, even in other parts of the world. And this year, as in 2 days before, um, some right-wing fascists threw a bomb into the crowd, and the crowd had to be evacuated. Now, here's the thing: why is this not being considered an act of terrorism? Because that's what it is. It's a hate crime. It's a hate crime the way killing of Jewish people was last year. And yet, where are all of those people who were talking so loudly, had so much to say last year? Okay, they were talking about immigration. They were talking about it being a hate crime. They were talking about strengthening hate crime legislation. Where are you now? Hate crime is not just about race or religion, it is also about political ideology. And there were many Indigenous people at an Invasion Day rally, as there always would be, but it is actually a crime because it is a hate crime because it is people who hate the idea that colonialism and imperialism and the genocide of Indigenous people has a spotlight on it. These people hate that there is a dialogue, a conversation, a mirror turned onto the crimes of white people against humanity. That's actually what they hate. They hate an ideology that says we must grapple with the things that we did. We must grapple with the long-term consequences that people have done to other people. We must grapple with the fact that we stole, I say we, but the truth is it's the white people who stole it, that white British people stole land, completely and utterly stole the land from other people and paid no price for it. And they don't want to grapple with it. They hate the idea that they even have to talk about it, right? But never forget Holocaust, never forget 9/11. Where's the never forget for this? This is the problem. How can the premier say that this is not a hate crime? How can he say that this might not be considered an act of terrorism? Just because it is Indigenous people and people who are saying that, hey, Australia Day should be a day where we think about these things first, are the ones being attacked. That's why he thinks that it shouldn't be a hate crime. Like, who has to get killed here for you to consider it a hate crime? And I think that that is an interesting question to ask, because for a lot of these people, it's not about who is doing the, no, it's not about who is getting killed, it's about who's doing the killing. Okay? And as long as it's somebody that they already hate, like Muslims, oh, definitely, that's terrorism. But if it's some white dude who is a Nazi who just hates Indigenous people and other people, oh, well, I mean, that's a mental illness, right? We as Australians need to push for this to be considered a hate crime and an act of terrorism, because hate crime legislation must consider political ideology and crimes against people of the left, okay, of to be a crime in itself.